What's up, everybody? Welcome to my review of the Punisher by Discraft. This one's a first run. It's a new overstable distance driver from Discraft. Big thank you to my friend Chris Caulfield for sponsoring this review. You can find his channel, Aloha Disc Golf, down in the description of this video. Check him out for some epic giveaways, his own disc reviews, and other disc golf related content. He's been very generous to me on my channel, and I definitely appreciate his support. Thanks to you guys for watching as well. Let's get into the review of the first run Punisher. Discraft. Love the Circle Z stamps. Always look great. This one's got kind of like a sunset stamp on there that's really pretty. This particular disc has a bunch of pearl to it. It's kind of an opaque Z plastic. Some pearl there. It kind of almost looks more like the big Z plastic to me, but it doesn't really matter too much. PDJ approved, of course. There's your Discraft flight number. Let's take a look at the profile of this thing. Quite flat across the top, no dome to it whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. Definitely a flat top disc. Here's a look at the rim profile. So it's got a pretty sharp, relatively wide rim, I'd say. What's the weight on this guy? It's in the high 160s. I didn't even realize that until just now. But yeah, you can see it's actually a pretty sharp profile there. Take a look at it from the underside. Nothing terribly remarkable other than that relatively pointed edge and not a super wide rim. I'd probably put this around maybe a speed 11 or 12 or so. It's hard to say with Discraft, since they don't really use that kind of a system. It's just considered a distance driver, and that's as far as they take it. I love the lettering though. The Z plastic is great. This stuff will last you for a really long time, especially an overstable disc like this. It's going to fly great for a long time. Take you a really long time to try to break this thing in. And yeah, so if you like the way a Discraft disc flies straight off the shelf in this nice Z plastic, you'll be happy that it'll stay that way for quite a long time in my experience. Let's put it up next to a couple other molds just because I can. This one is a Westside Fortress. There's some numbers on that one, just out of curiosity. Put it up next to that there. I like to be able to compare now and again. Let's do a side by side this way so you can see the rim width. Oh, those actually look quite similar on camera, don't they? Very, very similar. Another disc that I find pretty similar. It's kind of funny doing back-to-back reviews, but the X2. I tested these guys side by side. They actually ended up flying relatively similar. Clear plastic makes it a little bit difficult to do the comparison, but there you go. But yeah, love the Z plastic. Good feel. I like the opaque look of this thing. It's a really beautiful disc. Great color. Good looking stuff. So, let's talk about the flight of this thing. Definitely an overstable flyer. It's something that you can put on a really strong throw and it's not going to flip very much at all. It kind of reminds me of like a Z-Force, but maybe not as overstable as that. It would be something that if you already throw the Z-Force and you'd like just have something that's fresh off the shelf, similar to like a broken in one, this disc would probably be a good choice for that. Probably a little bit slower as well, and I would say probably a little bit less distance potential. It is not quite as overstable as the Machete. It's also faster than that and holds straighter overall, but does definitely have a strong fade for me. You guys know I don't have a big arm, but I did have my buddy Andy out testing this thing with me. He throws farther than me. He's a big Discraft thrower, so I had him throw this thing a couple times, and it held the hyzer for him really well. Not a lot of natural turn out of this disc, just a very nice straight up to speed with a consistent fade at the end of the flight. Very nice flex driver for me where I can get it to start turning. If I give it some anhyzer and pull it over, it'll start to turn and flex all the way back out. I think this thing's probably better suited for big power throwers. I think it would be a good forehand distance disc as well. And again, if you like the Z-Force, but maybe you find it just a little bit too fast, a little bit too overstable for your arm, this would be a good option for you to check out. Maybe some light to moderate headwind drives, that sort of thing. It's not like a super overstable disc, but it's definitely overstable, and I'm not seeing much natural turn out of it at all. That's my review. Big thank you to Chris Caulfield. Big thank you to all you guys for your continued support of my channel. I appreciate it, and I'll check you guys very soon. Cheers.